It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Brewdog, and this is a can of their Neon Dream. This has been described as a tropical wheat. It's £5.50, not £5.50 for a box of 4 cans. That works out at £1.38 a can in Sainsbury's at the moment. It's 4.5% ABV in a 330ml can, described as tropical, smooth and juicy. And the reason why I picked this up from Sainsbury's was because it lit my interest a little bit, in that if you're a Brewdog fan, if you've been drinking Brewdog beers for years, you might remember a beer that they brewed with Weinhenstefana, the world's oldest brewery. They brewed a hoppy IPA style wheat beer. It was alright. I don't think wheat beers like to have a lot of American hops chucked into them, to be honest. It was a weird kind of almost soapy flavour. But the beer was okay, and I appreciated back then the effort that the two breweries put in. Weinstefana and Brewdog. Weinstefana producing the typical wheat beer, and then Brewdog producing that typical, at the time, very hoppy beer that they were doing. So they've come up with their own, years and years later, I'm talking about 6 years later, they've come up with their own tropical wheat beer here that they've put in the shops of Sainsbury's. And I can't help but think that they've looked back at that old recipe that they had with Weinstefana, and they probably had a little look, and they've got a little bit of kind of experience, or just a little scratch up in how to produce this beer from looking at that old recipe, the old brewer's log. So there we go then, beer in the glass. We've got a 1 finger white head, slow moving carbonation, straw coloured, hazy. Looks okay. In terms of wheat beer, it's not hazy enough, it's not wheaty enough for me. There's no bits of sediment in the bottom of the glass. Let's get the aroma. It's very tutti fruity like though. They've called it tropical. Wow. Yeah, this is tropical. Smells like jam. Smells like mixed fruit jam. Melons, lemons. I tell you what, my wife will sit and open a box of Haribo. She'll go to a specialist shop where she can buy a big tub of Haribo. She'll spend £5 on a big tub of Haribo sweets. And every now and again, when she's eating them, the smell will waft over to my side of the sofa, and I'll smell them, and I normally rock my head back like, ah, oh God, Haribo, sweetness, horrible stuff. I don't really like it. But yeah, this has got an almost like a... This almost smells like a box of Haribo. Interesting. I understand the youngsters love sweetness. I used to when I was really young. I used to love my toffee crisps and my sweets. So, you know, I'm not blaming anybody for producing an overly sweet beer. Let's dive in. Cheers, everyone. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. So this is a million miles away from the Wine Hand Stefan and Brewdog collaboration. I can't even imagine them even looking at that old recipe, that old brewer's log recipe. I think they've just gone with their own thing here. It tastes like a box of Haribos too. Oh, that's sweet. That is sweet. That is... I'm looking for the wheat beer. I'm pausing because I'm looking for the wheat beer flavour. I'm looking for that kind of clove, banana, spicy pepperiness. Any kind of like wheat beer flavour. It's just base beer. It's just malty base beer with a load of, dare I say it, ice cream concentrate thrown into the mix. Haribo concentrate thrown into the mix. I can imagine an awful lot of people liking this. I can imagine. I tell you where Brewdog are now. Can you remember Superdry back in, say, 2005, where if you wanted to buy something from Superdry, you would have to go down a back street off the beaten track part of the town centre, and then all of a sudden Superdry made their way into the centre of every single town centre, and they had giant shops, and you thought, ooh, this is good, and then you felt the quality of the clothes and you bought the quality of the clothes, and they weren't the same as they were when they were a back street retailer. Same can be said, my wife used to shop in Lush, the cosmetic shop, all of the time. She even opened a YouTube channel about it. She loved the stuff. And then they transformed into every major high street. They had a double fronted shop with spas and massage places and literally loads and loads of kind of stuff. But she said the bath bombs are not the same. It's just not the same quality. That's where I very much see Brewdog. Brewdog are your Superdrys now. They're on every high street, and it's not that same love affair you had with your jacket that you once bought. The quality's not as good as it was when you bought it in that back alley. It's changed, it's transformed. They're very much... I can remember Brewdog beers when they were tasting terrific. Every single Brewdog beer that was released, you were super excited to go and try. And now, it's like drinking a box of Haribos with a light base beer backbone to it. Yeah, I'm not even going to read. Yeah, it's all in... I think they sell a lot of this stuff to either China or Japan. There's more of that language than there is British language these days. No description, no reason why this beer exists. There is a description on the box. Neon Dream is tropical wheat beer that marries an illuminating fusion of mango, pineapple and passion fruit, smooth and juicy with glowing notes of exotic fruit. This is a beer to brighten up your day. Yeah, it really hasn't brightened up my day very much. In fact, I'm probably going to go and pour the rest down the sink and see if one of my nice friendly neighbours wants the rest of the cans. I don't like it. It's not for me. It's a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.